All right, welcome to My Friends Are Better. I'm the host that don't do the most, S.Gordon, y'all can call me S.Dot for short. Today is the first episode, so everybody tuning in, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, rocking with me. We're gonna be interviewing some of the dopest guests, doing some of the biggest networks, and it's about relationship building. So I feel like my friends are better than y'all friends, so y'all bring y'all friends and we come together. And that's how we build, We start building, buying land together, property, doing the things in our community that other communities are doing, so that's the purpose of this. So today we're going to be doing a Q&A, and it's going to be about social media building, also how to build your brand itself. We're going to also be doing relationship building too, how to build relationships. So, and you'll see why I got you guys, why I wanted you guys here. I want to introduce my two guests. And they both look good. One got the longest beard that you will ever see. And I've been working on my beard, doing push-ups at night, and I've been catching up, man. The other one, man, every time I see him, he fly, man, he a fly guy, man, So I'm just happy to be in y'all presence. But the first one, my guy right here to the right of me, his name is Cameron Woods.
How y'all doing?
How you doing? Cameron Woods, founder of Monetary Exchange, financial specialist. He's a curator, actor, and he's also a master at networking and relationship building. My next guest right here, to the other side of me, his name is Mario Films. He's a Cleveland content creator, director, producer, known for 600-pound life skits. He also is the viral king, has 50 to 100 million views, and also known for giving back in the community, philanthropist. But one of the biggest things I want to highlight for these two gentlemen is they're both great fathers. Both of them have sons.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so I appreciate you guys in that, cause I'm a dad too. My baby bad too. She's so smart. She bad. She actually helped me make that queso. I had her in there stirring it up. Oh, put a little bit of wrench in there. Let me do that. She only 3. So shout out to my baby. So yeah, we're gonna start. So what I want to do is when we do these, I want to give you guys value. So 2 things that I specialize in is how to build my brand. And I want to start from just me jumping into the whole entertainment space. It was like, how do you stand out? So one of the biggest ways that I was able to do it is, actually I'm going to start from just our experiences. So I've known Mario Films for about a little over 10 years, about 11 years now. And when I started off, I had my own music label. And he was actually holding the camera at that time. He was my videographer. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Now I'm holding the camera for him. See that? But yeah, we went all over the country, man. We would have been to Detroit, we'd have been to New York, we'd have been to Atlanta, Chicago. And he was directing, producing, curating. And I'm always had an eye, so we got a catalog of different things. So when I started off, I had a brand that was called Forever 100. And I was like, man, all we got to do is get some t-shirts made, and I get a bunch of guys just wearing for EVA 100. And it's the Jones effect. If someone is wearing it, that means somebody else gonna want to wear it. So I didn't care what it looked like. I didn't care about none of that. But it was just the imagery, just putting it on. And it got to the point where we start going places, people start recognizing us and knowing who we was. I used to have a camera walking around, it wasn't even working. Seriously, we used to do that? It's been time, his camera done died, and we would be walking around, and I'm like, I don't care about it being on, I care about the look. So I was doing this was back in like 2015? Yeah, 2015. Walking around with a camera, you got like 10, 15 guys wearing 4 EVA, 100 on t-shirts. I had a couple white people with me too, make me look good. And I wasn't thinking about selling or nothing. It was just more so just pushing his brand, My nephew used to make the t-shirts and stuff like that. My mom, she make the t-shirts. So everything was like in-house. We got a house. I was doing like the like Barry Gordy Motown, and I put all the artists in there. So I had a producer in there. I had an engineer in there. All the artists, we was all under one house, and we would throw house parties and get our name out. And then I started spending a lot of money, like booking them for studio time. I was spending a lot of money booking them for their own showcases and stuff like that too. And one day I thought, I'm like, man, how can I capitalize on this and not be going out of my pocket for everything? So I was like, you know what if I do my own events, put their name on it, and you know, we can make some money, and then I can start selling these t-shirts. I start pushing them out. So I did my first event at Kings and Queens. Shout out to Kev. And Kev was the first one to give me a shot. He used to give us, you know, a budget like $400-500. So I would book a DJ. I would that's really all I needed, DJ, the host. I was the host, and I just started throwing parties, getting our name out there. We used to be in there, all of us. I started going from t-shirts to hats, hoodies. I go to the store, find like raw clothes, and that was blank, and I'd be like, okay, I could throw 4 EVA 00 on there. I was putting it on my shoes, getting it painted, just putting it on everything, because I wanted people to visually see it, to the point where the radio stations was, I gave Ryan Wolf, he had one of my hoodies. I had one of the gray hoodies with the 4 EVA 100 with the zipper in the back. DJ K Nice, he got one. I started going to all the clubs, all the bars. I was meeting the security, the bartenders, and I would go talk to all of the owners. It got to the point where people thought I owned the club because the way I was dressed. I would go in there with a suit on. They didn't know who I was. And, hey, I'm such and such. And then what I found out was, if you get cool with the security and the bartenders, they're gonna request the artist's music. You know what I'm saying? So I would buy them drinks. I would get them free product because I got my own fragrance, and because everybody likes shit for free. You know what I'm saying? So you get stuff for free. That's when they'll do what you want. Even if you're an artist out there and you do music, what I used to do, I would go get cool with all the DJs. Hey, you want a drink? I didn't even tell them what I did. Some DJs don't drink, but everybody drink water. I'm like, should I go get them a Fiji? Like, that dude always buy me a drink. So then now they just start playing my stuff. But I made $15,000 on just selling t-shirts. But it started off from, and this was in 1 month, it started off with me just giving them away, giving them for free. So a lot of times when we have a business, we'll just be trying to sell. But don't nobody know who you is. How do you get them to know who you are? You might start with your family. Just get your family hats, t-shirts. Go out in groups. Go to the things that's popping. Go to networking events like this. And wear your brand. Don't nobody know who you is. Everybody's not social like me. May not know how to go connect with people. But if you walk in there, you got a hat on, you got your brand on there, they're going to recognize that. Every time they see you, you should have your name on it. I don't care if it's a wristband, a pen, a hat. I got my names on socks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put my name on there. But when I was throwing them events with me and Mario, when I first met him, I never put my name on nothing. It was just Forever 100. To the point where my family be like, dude, people need to know who you is. They need to know what type of, who's putting on these events, who's curating these things. So now, S.Gordon presents this, S.Gordon presents this. I even got my own music in the background. An S.Gordon production. People need to know who y'all are, so it's important to be visible. And if y'all don't know how to do that, connect with somebody that can talk to people. Because just y'all hanging with me, I'll introduce y'all to somebody and y'all be able to easily get a connection. But I want to start with the relationship building. And this is how I actually met Cam. I was selling my fragrance, and he like, man, let me get like 10 of them bottles, man. 10 of my bottles for what? Like, I can move them. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like how I met him. But I met him through my partner, Larry. And Larry's like, man, this dude, man, he remind me of you, man. I think he can sell Kool-Aid in the middle of Lake Erie. I'm like, can't sell better than me. I'm the one that knows. So I said, I gotta meet this dude. So that's how I met Cam. But I want you to talk about the importance of relationship building. And you started something called the monetary exchange. So yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
How y'all doing? I am Cameron Woods. So I did start I curated a mixer called the Monetary Exchange. So by day, I'm a financial specialist, relationship banker. So I'm also a photographer and videographer. So from having both those networks at that point, I said, okay, I need to figure out how to take my network and leverage it within this career position that I'm in. So I said, okay, I'm gonna just do mixers. I ain't never do a mixer before, but I've been at many, I've captured many. I've been a part of people putting it together, but I never did it myself and put my name on it. So at that point I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Because at this point, I knew my net worth, because I knew my net worth. So at that point, it was like, okay, it started from, I was in New York, right? I went to New York, I went to New York Film Academy for acting. Day I finished school, went through 7 months of being homeless, right? Being out of trash cans, I'm back with the chains, I'm in the suit, I don't believe I'm homeless, I think I'm right in the gang, but I'm really not. I'm really in the pocket trying to figure it out. Many days of not eating, had to figure it out. Fast forward. After 7 months, I get on my feet. I got 3-4 jobs, start modeling. At that point, I get into New York Fashion Week, Vogue magazine, all the things, right? But I was just homeless though, 7 months ago. So at that point, I get to that point. So once I get there, school is over. At this point, I'm not really doing a lot of acting, but I get into a music video with Miley Cyrus. That went that way. Now, I'm saying all this because the opportunities that I got to be an actor, to be a model, to survive in New York, it's a relationship building. I literally went out there and didn't know anybody. The first day I became homeless, I had got cool with so many people walking to school to the point where when I was homeless and I talked to one person and I prayed on it, so I was spiritually led to say, hey, I'm fucked up. You mind if I like crash on your couch or your floor or something real quick? Like, and she was willing to let me do it. And then I had 2 people with me. I had my brother with me and his fiance at the time. And it still rocked the whole time. We all together during the process, and it was nothing but God. But regardless of the fact, throughout that whole process of me being homeless, I was building relationships. And it helped me understand what my worth was as a person versus what I can do. You know what I mean? And once I understood that, it was like, okay, well, I want to cook. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward, once all that occurred with New York Fashion Week and Miley Cyrus, and I moved back to Cleveland, I have a son. From there, I started my own production company and I started doing my own events based on what God gave me. Once I did that, it was successful. People showed up. I was grateful for the fact that people showed up because once again, it's different when you're in your lane. Acting, that's my lane, that's what I do. Shooting, that's what I do. But when it comes to the monetary exchange, to get back to that, this is an opportunity and a platform for people to leverage the skills you have, establish connection with people you don't know, and figure out how to leverage that to create opportunity. So that's the monetary exchange, July 31st. Doors open up at 5:30 if y'all want to be there. It's at Miss O's Cafe. Okay, we're gonna have a good time. The theme is Black Wall Street. So when you show up, just make sure you dress to impress, professionally dressed. You got business cards, you ready to network, and yeah.
So I have my ankles out like you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you put the oil on, though. Don't be ass.
Yeah. I wanna we're gonna go back to relationship building, but I wanna go to you, Mario. Just from your success, like when we first started off, like it wasn't about like money, it wasn't about nothing. It was just us just grinding, just trying to get our name out. And at the time, you was a videographer. You was just shooting content. What made you like make that switch from going like from being behind the camera to being in front of the camera?
You want to hear the story?
Yes.
Yeah, so I shot music videos, like Stan said, for years, even before I met him. I shot a lot of music videos. You know, when you're dealing with Cleveland, a lot of people they want to pay the price. And it was like when I was paying my bills this way, you know what I'm saying? But I had a passion for film. So I wanted to stay in film, but I knew I was funny at the same time. So I said, well, I can stay in film, do content, direct all my own stuff, and I ain't got to worry about money, worry about nobody else, and worry about time and, you know, people paying and stuff like that. Because I'm passionate about film. I want to shoot movies in the future. But I wanted to create something where I can stay in film and I can still, you know, showcase my talent of being funny. So, I mean, I basically, my brother / cameraman TZ in the back right there, you know, we linked up and just started doing content. I started doing content in 2020 before I even had a cameraman or whatever. I used to set a tripod up and just did content. I wasn't consistent. I really honestly didn't get consistent until like 2024 because I had a lot going on, you know, fight cases, a whole bunch of stuff. But I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was passionate about. So I started taking it serious like at the beginning of 2024, and people started rocking with it. And everybody used to tell me like, stay consistent, stay consistent. And when I really locked in, is when things started to change for me. People started like tapping in and, you know, all that. But I just wanted to stay into the film industry. And like I said, I still want to shoot a movie. It's gonna happen, but I'm so focused on content. I think about content 24/7. I always try to be different. I always try to come up with relatable content for the people that saw my content. I try to be real relatable, everything. And that's really how I just stuck with it, and it started going, and I'm just consistent now, and I'm just staying at it, and you know, trying to just move forward with it.
I think the one video I seen that when you like probably took off because you was going viral for a minute, even when your followers went where it is now.
Yeah.
That one video you was eating some steak and you ate it for like a month straight.
So yeah, I think I did that one in it might have been 2021. It was the happiest time of my life because I made it in the shade room. For people that don't know.
Oh, that's crazy.
I made it in the shade room, and even still, like, I still ain't take it serious. I'm like, I made the shade room. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's going. I wasn't making no money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I went viral. That was cool, and I still like, wait, I ain't gonna say fell off, but I wasn't taking it serious. But that really was my shot though, and I feel like if I kept going in 2021, I'd probably be further away, and I probably wouldn't be here. But the fact that I took off for a couple of years, it really kind of fucked me up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I had to get back into it and, you know, grow the passion back, and that's what I'm doing now. And that's why I said I need something that's gonna take off. I didn't know 600-pound leg was gonna take off. I don't know if everybody saw it, but when I did the first one, it's crazy because I'm big on posting delete on especially Instagram. If it don't go in like an hour, I'm taking it down. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn to keep stuff up. You know, I mean, you never know. So I ended up doing that one. I put a lot of money in that. I spent a lot of money on food, you know, cameraman, all types of stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep this one up. And this was last August. This was the first one we did. So I kept up. 3 days later, it just started hitting the streets. Different cities, different states. And it started just going up and up and up. So I'm like, all right, now I'm about to do this every month. But that's really what I mean, it's about believing in yourself. I had to believe in myself, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just started, you know, staying focused and really locking in on that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really appreciate you. You know, we got a really good relationship. Like I've known him for years.
Sure. Yeah.
So a lot of stuff, you know, sometimes like when you're friends, we be so busy. Like I'm in my lab building, Cam in his lab, so
yeah,
we may not be able to see each other as often, but I always would text or call and be like, "Hey man, I see what you did. That video,
right.
You know, did good. Like keep going." I remember even talking to you about because you were just shooting with different people. And I know a lot of times you do that, it don't work until you really start getting it going, and people just start really locking in with you.
Yeah.
When you start shooting with Brooke, I'm like, remember I called you? I'm like, dude, keep shooting with her. You know what I'm saying?
Cause she got short hair.
Yeah. She got what it takes.
Yeah, sure. And it's because for one, you don't gotta wait for people. You don't gotta. It's a lot putting stuff together. Like a lot of people don't know. So when you got somebody that's locking in with you, and just rock out. And sometimes, our biggest treasures is right in front of us.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking for this person to help us do something, or you know, even me. I'm like, man, I was gonna do today's episode by myself. You know, just because I'm so used to sometimes things not happening the way it do.
Yeah.
But I gotta put on a straight face and just keep going. But I was like, y'all, the first two people I called, and they was both on time. They beat y'all here, the audience.
Yeah, they burned the parking lot for sure.
And I don't know if that's, you know, because it's just me, but I just want to say I appreciate y'all a lot. That mean a lot, you know, to me. but I've been going viral too. So I'm watching you, I'm like, man, you shoot those videos. I'm like, I can go viral, you know, so I used to just shoot, shoot different things, do stuff, doing my thing, but it wasn't like the type of content that you shoot. And I used to always send my posts to people and send it to everybody. Like, hey, remember I text you, hey man, say something in this post about me real quick. And I would do that. And then I was doing it every day. I may get 1,000 views, 2,000 views. And then one day, this girl that I got a relationship with, she like stopped texting me and asking me about your damn posts. She was like, if your stuff was that good, I would see it. And I felt it. I'm like, damn, like you just struck a nerve. Like, it's me. XG. I'm like, damn. So I was sorry and I didn't say nothing, but at the same time, I took what she said and I thought about it. I said, you know what? All my friends send me videos of everybody else. I wonder if they actually share my shit. So what I started doing was the stuff they would send me, I just started reposting it. And then I got a video that hit 1 million views. I'm like, oh shoot, okay. And then people start commenting, engaging, and then I start figuring out my audience. What do my audience like? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people be on social media, they just be posting stuff. You see how he said he has a niche. He do the 600-pound life. You know, he know exactly what his audience wants. A lot of us just be posting stuff, your audience don't want that, they can't connect with you, and you wonder why your page not going nowhere. Also, another thing that he said, he spent money, he was buying food, buying cameras, buying memory cards. He probably bought another phone just to have another angle. His brother, he probably sent him a couple dollars. So you're paying for stuff. So if you're not paying for nothing, you're not investing in shit, you're not gonna get nothing back. You gotta invest in yourself.
That's real.
You know.
Yes, Lord.
So I started locking in. What I did was, I was like, you know what? For a year straight, I'm gonna post like 3 to 4 videos a day. I don't know where it's gonna take me, but I'm gonna just do that shit. And I had a formula. So what I would do was, 8 o'clock, I would post a quote. 9 o'clock, I would post something that I did. 10 o'clock, I post something funny. And then 11 o'clock, I post a meme. Same formula, but I was doing this every single day to the point where my followers just start going up. I went from like 4,000 followers to 8,000 followers to 10,000 followers. Now I got 13,000 followers, and then I got over 20 million views. And I have about maybe like 15 videos that hit over 1 million, 500,000, to the point where I don't even got to really post because I know exactly what my audience wants. When you start posting consistently like that, you'll be like, okay, they don't like this type of stuff. Like I could take a video with Cam walking in here and saying like, man, why you got your ankles out? And I know it's gonna probably do 10,000 views just because for one, I already dressed a certain way. So they see a dark-skinned chocolate guy with his ankles out. And they go, okay, who's this dark-skinned dude? It's gonna do a certain thing. Now, I might not be 50 million views, but it's a start. Yeah, and a lot of times, like, don't look at, obviously, we would want to get to 100,000 followers, 1 million followers. A lot of people that be doing that ain't making no money. So me, I look at everything as how do I monetize it? So I started incorporating my product, selling my product within, me posting these videos, events. I might have a shirt on, a hat, whatever it may be. I might give him a bottle, of my product, and it just be sitting in his video. And I've done stuff like that. So it's just about your work. How's your experience when it comes to like the social media? Because I know you had it when you did your first monetary exchange. You guys were posting flyers and digital arts, and it didn't look cheap either. That's another thing too, man. Hire somebody to do your flyers and stuff like that. Like people pay attention to stuff like when it look cheap, and when it look cheap, some people may not support y'all. I remember my cousin Dre, he managed Machine Gun Kelly, and they got a restaurant downtown called the 27 Club. So make sure y'all rock out with him. When I had first started managing, I used to send him cover art stuff. He was like, man, that shit be trash. I'm like, what? I did all this stuff, but he was honest with me. And I ain't taking the heat. So what I did was I started he was like, man, you need a graphic designer. I didn't even know what a graphic designer was. So I started hiring a graphic designer. Now we got one on our team. And I can actually do my own stuff too. But you have to invest into your business cards, your flyers, anything that y'all see. And y'all probably have been in some of my events, some of y'all watching. Sometimes I done not made a profit because I want to make sure that it looks nice. And I know that it may not hit that time, but it'll hit the next time because people like, dang, I missed that. I want to come to that. People pay attention in the detail. But to get back to you, I start seeing these flyers. I'm like, damn, it actually look like something I'm supposed to be at. And he was posting them consistently. And he was putting people that was popping in the city on these flyers. I think he even made one to me. I'm like, I didn't know I was supposed to be there. So, but it was a formula that I seen and I called him. I said, this looks dope. You know, I ain't no hater. If I see something I like, when I call.
That's real.
Yep. So
Or they called me too.
What was your experience in that?
Honestly, bro, when I did that, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I just knew that I called these people personally. I invited them. They said they would come. I said, can I make a special guest flyer? In my mind, I was thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna leverage the network. Like, you're a part of my network, but your network don't know I exist. But if I make you a flyer, you're gonna promote it. Even if you post it just one time, somebody in your network gonna see it. And then they gonna wonder, who putting this together? And it's gonna come back to the page, and then it just started to work. First event, the material, I think we seen maybe over like, 30,000 views, like within the first 5 days. And then it was sold out, but then the marketing kept working because people started calling me, cash apping me, things of that nature, so then I kept making flyers. But once again, leveraging relationships. I know these people personally, whether I did a photo shoot for them, whether I was in a movie with them, whether I just met them on a cool side, we was at an event, and I used that to my advantage to say, okay, I want all y'all in the room, and I'm gonna find a way for y'all to network and exchange information as well, which is why we even speak networking at the event. It's something different. You ask 3 questions. I'm not gonna say the questions, you should definitely pull up so you can find out, but the networking is actually effective. And when you leave, you meet at least 4 to 5 people you did not know, and opportunities can be created.
Yeah, having networking events, relationship building is very important because within our community, I don't really see a lot of these. Like if you go to like Atlanta, Houston, other cities, DC, we have a lot of these type of things, and especially like people dressing up and looking good. Put some lotion on the elbows, so they just look good. So that's what I created a company called Breadwinners, and Breadwinners was I always been a breadwinner in my family. But what I did was I surrounded myself with breadwinners. And when I first met Mario, I was hanging with some of the wrong people. I remember I took a picture one time and I had on a pair of loafers. Everybody in the picture had on Jordans. And my brother called me from Vegas. He like, man, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, what you talking about? He was like, dude, you in the wrong circle. And I was like, no, they cool. And then, months later, I became homeless. I lost everything that I had, everything that I put in. I started losing it, but the biggest thing I had was myself. So it's not about where you could be at that particular moment. It's about where you're going. So long as you got this and you got a plan and you put great people around you, you're going to win. It's people in this room that literally go hard for me, and don't even ask for nothing. And I'll be like so grateful that I'm blessed to have like valuable people in my life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like Tish, shout out to you.
Can I say something?
AC did my credit for free. I got you a 700. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say why Rock was saying so hard, real quick. I ain't gonna stop nothing.
Go ahead.
When I met Stan, before I even met him personally, he was dealing with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And my son would be over there. My son was a newborn, and he had my son, held my son, fed my son. We'd go to try to pick him up. Stan would be like, bro, it's 2 in the morning, bro. Just he can stay with us. I didn't even know this man. You know what I'm saying? This is my firstborn son, and another man is there for him, ain't even know me. So that's why I got like a different kind of respect for stuff. But that's what I'm gonna say.
That's what I mean.
That's good.
Yeah.
I gotta shut down here. No.
Nah, she'll tell the story about that.
Stories about that. I ain't gonna lie. We got stories about that.
Funny story. All right, so the woman that I was with, she was Filipino, Filipino, and she taught me how to like boil rice and that type of stuff. So she partially cook a little bit, but she exposed me to yum yum sauce. I didn't really know what yum yum sauce was. So long story short, I wasn't happy in this relationship. At that particular time, she was the breadwinner. I was in my early 20s. House, white picket fence. We had the perfect life. She was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Like, very nice looking and everything. But I wasn't happy. I would be trying to build and work on building this music label, and she'd be like, "You driving my car, you doing this." But she had her dream, and I ain't have mine. I was at the time trying to build it up. And one thing about me, I don't like when people throw stuff over my head, because I've been through a lot. I've been homeless, I've been in foster care, I've been around the wrong type of people. So everything I had, I literally built with my hands, digging in the ground. I know they probably got a little, they done it now, but I really put a lot of work in, sleeping on floors, all type of stuff. So long story short, I had to make a decision. I looked myself in the mirror, I said, can I be with this woman for the next 10 years? Not my life, just 10 years.
Hell no.
So my reflection jumped out and grabbed me. He said, "Get the fuck out." So yeah, I left.
And most of them stayed.
Yeah, I mean,
But she had it all. She had it.
she had it.
Yeah.
She was making over 6 figures during the
Yeah.
thing, all that. And she was one of them like bougie, housewife type chick.
Yeah.
And that ain't gonna mess with me. So, but I left, and I took 2 packs of chicken. I took some yum yum sauce. So I had asked. So look, I never heard from him, never seen her after that, and I asked Mario because he has a baby with your sister. I said, how she been? Everything good? He was like, dude, she went to the family reunion. He took the yum yum sauce. I'm like, damn. Because I it's food in my refrigerator. I was paying for that damn chicken anyway.
She called her sister crying. Her sister called me. Why he do that? Why? I'm like, man, bro. But that's how I met him, bro. Through my baby mama's sister. It's crazy.
But yeah, y'all got somebody in your life and they stopping you from wherever you trying to go. Man,
Gotta get the fuck out. Gotta go.
don't like they need to be supporting you. And if you got somebody that rock with you, you know what I'm saying, and they don't have to be necessarily somebody that you lay next to at night, but just your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like my partner, Larry. Like I've known Larry about 8 years now, 8-9 years. And when I had left the artist and I was homeless, I was sleeping on the couch at the office. I was hiding my clothes behind the refrigerator so nobody could see. I still wear a suit, taking showers at Planet Fitness. You know what I'm saying? I was driving the truck. I was doing everything, but he was rocking with me. He would give me like electronics to sell, and I lost my job. You know what I'm saying? So I always had like great people around me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very loyal person. So when I get burnt, be like, damn man, why you burn me, man? People gonna do that, and it's okay. But that's why you learn from that. You learn from those things. Don't dwell on it. Just keep moving forward. I don't follow my back. I follow my chest so I can bounce right back up. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Karen, I want to ask you about your background in sales. Has that helped you as far as with networking and building relationships?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I 20 years in sales. Every job I've had, I had to sell something. But also, I ain't gonna lie, me going to acting school helped too. Because I had to learn to get comfortable within being vulnerable and find a medium between that, but also as an actor, you intercede energy, because you're always reading actors' behavior. Like when you're on set, you got a scene partner, you reading that behavior to figure out how to line up. But it's like that in real life too. But it helps though, because I could become whoever I need to be in the moment. But I'm always needed. It's just me in different situations and scenarios, so it don't matter. Right now, I could be acting, but I'm really being me.
He kind of got the word.
I could be acting, but I'm really being me. Like, it's always, acting is just being in the circumstance given. That's how I see it. I think I learned that from Denzel. Oh man, acting is being, so he ain't lying. If you gotta be dumb.
What's the importance of like, because both of y'all have gained a certain amount of success.
Yeah.
You know, very successful. I want you to explain about being in uncomfortable situations. So, for instance, when you do skits, you dress like a 600-pound man. You know what I'm saying? Like most people not gonna do that. It's like me. I might pull up like Stan Gorgeous, have a hair done, all that type of stuff, wearing a purple fur coat, and a lot of times we're consumers instead of producers. And you guys are producers. So I want y'all to explain like the value in that, because most people are afraid to step out of their comfort zone. I'm gonna start with you.
I'll be honest, man, I'm still afraid, but I do it because I ain't where I want to be, and I know where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still don't like doing content. Like if somebody walk past while I'm doing something, I still like freeze up and stop. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I still got that hood in me, bro. Like, I still ain't all the way stepped out the box. Like, I'll be trying to be on some Martin shit for real. But I still ain't got there yet, man. I'm still gaining that confidence, and I got the followers, the views, the comments, and all that. But I still have to be comfortable within, and I'm still not all the way there. But I'm working on it though, because I'm reaching a different height. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really fucking with the shit. I'm just being all the way blunt.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This actor. He's an actor too.
Yeah.
But what is it that makes you hesitate
What is it that make me hesitate?
to like let go?
I'm kind of an introvert. I'm gonna be honest. Like, when I started doing content, I didn't think the shit was gonna take off.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't, but I wanted it to. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But when it started to take off, I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of pushed me to do more. People see me to this day, man. Like, I went to a bar and this girl was like, you don't know you from social media. She like, why you even being funny now? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, like that's we talking about behind the scenes shit. At the same time, you gotta turn it on and turn it off. You know what I'm saying? And I turn it off all the time, man. And everybody say how I'm so funny. I be like, yeah, I'm funny, but I gotta get in my mode. I gotta really get in my mode, man. If I ain't in my mode, I'm just like this.
Your environment to let go matters in order for you to be in that pocket, because in real life, it's not really you. It's a part of you, but it's not really you though.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So have you had the opportunity of playing a role where you can be more in the pocket of what is best for you or what fits you?
Nope, not yet.
All right.
That was,
I wrote something for him.
You did?
Yeah. Actually, we were shooting for a little bit. We did a pilot, but we gotta get that back.
Yeah.
Because I got a couple films I'm doing, so we definitely gonna put something together and collectively all can actually write the script together.
Actually, I did do something. I just did something on Johnny Finn Works, but it was a serious role. Like, I got jumped. We was at the basketball court. Y'all, the Black Man Don't Cheat. Yeah, part 2. They doing part 2, and I played the basketball role, and I liked it because I'm into acting, but I gotta really show my comedy side, because I feel like that's better than my serious side. I can do more with that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be serious too.
So you want to be challenged in that way to play a role like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Which was mad dope. It was mad dope, man. And they gonna see that. But like I said, I'm funny too, so I just try to use what I got right now. You know what I'm saying? Until I get something more.
What would you say to someone on social media? Because a lot of times people will post something And like you said, they delete it because they feel like, well, I ain't getting enough views or, you know, ain't nobody, you know, looking at my stuff.
Yeah.
They might be in the same, trying to do what you do. They feel like it's not going nowhere. Like, what's some advice you would give to them?
Well, to be honest, I honestly just gave somebody that advice because we actually did something together and he deleted it. And I'm like, man, I was doing that shit for years. I was gonna post and delete. And I started thinking like, that could have been the video that took me further than ever because I really was gonna delete that first 600 pound life that I did. It was 3 days before it even went anywhere. So I would say just keep it up, keep going. I mean, keep grinding because you never know where it's gonna take you. It might be that video, man. I done seen people turn up overnight from one video. Social media is the fucking new word. Well, it only takes one video. And once you take that once that one video go, you just bounce off that, just keep going for real, for real. That's all. But you gotta be willing to put in the work. If you gonna post some shit, you gotta be willing to put in the work to keep it going. Because like DDG said, viewers cheat. You gotta be willing to put in work. You gotta keep going. You gotta stay consistent because as soon as you start staying consistent, you losing followers. They're going to somebody. They're going elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I say never post and delete. Keep it up because people gonna see your growth. They're gonna see from the bottom where you starting. They're gonna see your growth. Don't delete nothing. Keep it going.
That track record matters. That track record matters.
Yep. Yeah. They want to see it. That's how you feel like they know you. Track record.
So I want to, I want to be in your pockets. Like, how is that the money wise with social media? Because I've made money, but it wasn't as much. I make about $200 a month. You know what I'm saying? Just from social media. That's just with Instagram.
Yeah.
And when I started seeing money, I'm like, man, I got $10, $15, $20. That's cool. You know, like, give me a pack of gum. You know, give me a pack of Lay's. But it still was something that was coming in. And I know you're big on TikTok as well. How is it financial, wise for you now? And I know when you first started off, you said that you wasn't really making anything.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
So to be honest, right now I'm not making nothing on Instagram because I monetize. They keep going back and forth. A lot of people don't make money on Instagram because they want you to push out so much, man. You know what I'm saying? And when I tried to, it was a whole bunch of bullshit, man. So I ain't even been focused on that. YouTube, I'm almost there with YouTube. That takes time too. It's harder to make it on YouTube because you gotta create all these shorts and get a lot of views. You know what I'm saying? And then Facebook the same way. But I'm slowly getting up there with all of them. TikTok, I'm gonna be honest, I do make money. It's different every month. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the most I made is like 5,000. That's just honest off
$2, man.
I got you. But I made close to that. It'd be one video. If one video do something, because all you gotta do is post. You're on TikTok, you post 5, 6 videos a motherfucking day. TikTok gonna put you to work to make some money. You know, TikTok shop, all that shit. But I didn't even know I could make money off TikTok. When I did first 600 pound life, I ain't put like no tax information in. I ain't even look into it. 2 months later, I seen a video on TikTok and they were saying like, all you gotta do is this, and I looked it up on YouTube and it took me through the steps. All I gotta do is put my main information in, send my ID, put my tax information in, and start making money. So when it popped up, I made $1,600 off the first 600 pound life, but I never got that because I didn't put my information in until 2 months later. I was sorry about that. But it just pushed me to do more and more and more. But when people on TikTok say this shit paying their bills, that shit true. For the ones that don't know, that shit can pay your bills. It can change your life. It ain't changed my life yet, but but I made a couple dollars. It's different every month, so.
That's good. And I want to ask you about the events, and then we're gonna do our Q&A. What does it feel like to take a loss and everybody think you winning, but you got to keep going?
That's a great question.
Dang. So what that feels like is I need to fall on my knees and pray about it.
Oh.
And then from there, I need to seek counsel about it. And then from there, I gotta go get it again. So I don't know. After being homeless in New York, bro, it ain't much that I can experience where I'm not willing to do whatever I gotta do to get through it. And so the losses don't feel like losses, they just feel like lessons. And so every time I didn't make a profit within doing the event, it was more like okay, what expense could I cut? What relationship or resources do I have to substitute? Then it was to a point where like, we doers, right? So if you need a camera, you're gonna get the money to buy the camera. If you're doing the event, you're gonna find out what the expenses are, you're gonna go get the money to pay the expenses. You don't think of support. You don't think of who can I call to sponsor or endorse or invest or donate. Like you don't think of that because you used to be the person that's doing that, right? So I'm just now getting to a place where I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I put the work in, I put the grade in for sure. I can say I'm probably like, I done put up at least 8 events in the past 3 events. But in the process, it's like, okay, out of 8,000, the relationships I gained, respect I gained, the consistency I had, the grind that it forced me to push through or pull out of myself is better than the money because I can never lose at that point. Eventually I'm gonna figure it out, just like you figured it out when you was homeless and now you here. You in your studio, bro. The lights on, camera on. Rio sitting right here, he chilling. You know what I'm saying? He ain't shooting that. He here because he him. I'm him, you him. So at that point, when I look at it, it's like it's never a loss, bro. It's always a lesson. So
Yeah, I asked that because I remember I threw a fashion show, my very first fashion show.
hey,
I took $8,000 loss, just that event, and I was sick. Like I was in I just retired from my working for anybody, and I started working for myself, and I had about 50 racks. Paid all my bills off for the year, paid my car off. I just had everything situated, and I was down about maybe like $11,000 left to my name. You know what I'm saying? But I did invest in all these different things. That's why we're here now. But I had like maybe $2-3 grand left, but I had to pay my bills. My bills $2,000-3,000 in 1 month. And I did a fashion show to give scholarships to my high school, John F. Kennedy. Took this loss, and I was sick. I was in the house. I'm like, damn, man, fuck I'm gonna do? Like, do I go back to work? What am I gonna do? So I had to like talk to myself and I said, you know what? How did you get here? I got there from hustling, so I got there from this. So I took that 2,000-3,000 and I just bought more product and I just started flipping it in the streets, and I was up to 10, and I just kept building and flipping, from there, do a couple parties, and I just built my way up. Sometimes like you said, every lesson is a blessing. So you can take a loss, but how do you keep moving forward? One thing that I did was, as far as relationships, I put people around me that have the things that I didn't have. So if I was paying for certain things, I'm like, damn, man, I don't want to rock with nobody that ain't winning. So I was buying cameras, paying for cameras. Even Rio, I still was putting money in his pocket. We get around, pay for hotel, all that type of stuff. I would pay for videos for the girls. Girls come on the videos, paying for venues, paying for cars, paying for liquor, champagne. Now I got my own line of champagne, and everything that I paid for, I have now. I got a luxury car business now. We got a team of women. We got our own cameras. We got drones, Sony's, Blackmagics. Everything that we were, I was spending money in, that I took those losses. If I didn't have it that I invested in, the people around me that invested in it. And now, but the thing is, you have to have value in yourself. A lot of times people will come and be like, oh man, let me get this or let me get that. I'm like, man, I used to sleep on floors. You don't know what I did to see, they hurt me. You hurt yourself. But you don't know what I did to get to this point. But you add value in yourself. It could be your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your emotion, your intellect. What are your skills? Are you, good at bringing certain people around? Can you get a sponsor? Can you get an investor? Do you have a good name? Are you good in the community? Are you in shape? The biggest things that most successful people, and I got millionaire friends, they value time. So if you can save them time and do stuff for them for free, they're gonna keep you around. You know what I'm saying? So just some game. Don't go in there like this. Like this. Go in there don't go in there like this. Go in there like this. Like we circulate. We don't just take. And that's what we do. So But that's something that I did. Just want to give y'all, you know, the backstory. But we're gonna do the Q&A. I'm gonna open it up to this beautiful audience we have right here. Do you guys have any questions for us?
I got one. To my dude right here. All right, so what do you, no, I'm not, let me rephrase this. So, what advice would you give somebody, because I don't know shit about social media, but my son, he got on social media, about 3 months ago? He got on social media, he started telling these jokes. He got over 150,000 followers. He doing shows. Know what I'm saying? He doing shows, he blowing up. Know what I'm saying? But he's kind of like teetering. He's at this spot where he's like teetering. Know what I'm saying? And I can't tell him nothing because I don't know. Know what I'm saying? So what advice would you tell me to tell him to get him over this? Because he used to be real consistent. Mm-hmm. And people started taking his jokes and making cartoons out of them and sending him pictures and doing all this stuff. And like, so he always be showing me his stuff and people be like, man, you know, keep recording. But I think he at this point now where he's like, I don't know if it happened too fast for him. Cause like I said, he only been on, what, 3 months? Maybe 3 months?
5.
Yeah, about 3 to 5 months. I mean, it's just through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like every time he posts something, 20, 30, 40, I mean, in minutes. You know what I'm saying? People looking at him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so is he like not doing it right now? Like is he not consistent right now?
No, he's not consistent at all no more. Because like I said, I think it happened too fast for him. Yeah. And I don't think he had that, you know, he didn't have to do that grind. He did like 1 or 2 videos and then boom, it just took off. You know what I'm saying? It just took off. He had like 5 followers. The next morning he had 500 followers. Yeah. The next morning after that he had 5,000 followers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his shit took off. You know what I'm saying? And he doing shows. He was doing shows at
He said what? Sound like I need to sign though, man. Yeah.
I mean, like,
honestly,
I invited you to a show, the one that he did at Kent State for homecoming or something.
I've seen some of his videos.
Yeah, like
it's really not too much of a say. Like he gotta want it for himself. For real. I mean, it's the same with me. I had stopped for a long time, and everybody, bro, you good at this, you good at it, and I stopped for like 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that he don't want it.
Yeah.
I think it's because he plateaued. I mean, I don't want to say plateau, but I think he at this point, you know what I'm saying, to where everything is kind of, you know, evening out. He don't see the growth in it no more. So when I be talking to him, I mean, I don't know what to tell him because I be like, shit, that's a young man's game. Man. I'm 40 years old. I don't know nothing about that.
Do you think when the money came for you, do you think that could help?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Tell him he can make money with it because the thing about it, like, especially starting off, like, you're going to make some money, but once you start making social media money, getting booked, like out the state and all that, that's when you really see the money. Man, people are really getting rich on social media from content alone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if you got numbers that you can show him, but he's got to know what he's worth. Especially if you say he's doing numbers like that, he got to get it. You know what I'm saying? They're probably not saying, he ain't saying no money yet?
No, well,
the money will come.
I don't even think he even know the first thing about trying to make no money on this. Because I asked him too. I was like, man, I'm like, shit, like, what's up with the money? I told him, I'm like, man, these kids getting rich off of this.
Yeah.
And now he just turned 19, 20. 20? Yeah, okay.
Honestly, I'm down to talk to him and probably collab with him because I've been doing this for a while, man. And I ain't gonna say I'm on my way, but I've been, you know, doing what I need to do.
You know your way.
I appreciate that. But I can even get with him, man. I'm starting to venture out and work with more people. I don't know if y'all know, I'm working with more people. I'm trying to build a real team, and he can be a part of that team too. And I definitely try to push him as much as I possibly can, man, because there's money in it, man. He can change the game for real, especially if he's talented like that. He can change the game. So I just tell him keep going, work with more people that can help motivate him, or people that's doing the same thing as him.
All right, question. Have you ever asked him what his why is?
Why he doing it?
Like what his why is, like.
No, I just asked him about some money because he needs some money. So, I mean, I'm be honest with you. I'm like, yo, man, I told him, I said Steve Jobs, that he was building computers in his garage, but he still had a regular job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we need to figure something out. No, I mean, 20 years old, you can't just.
Have you ever talked about like what motivated?
No, I didn't. No, I'm be honest. I haven't talked to him about nothing because I don't like honestly. I don't know anything about this social media stuff.
I'm just talking about if you knew. The only reason why I asked is because psychologically, I'm thinking to myself that if I knew what he wanted, like what he desired to have, I'm gonna take social media and find a way to help him understand that like the money you get from that can get you this stuff.
Exactly.
And you don't got to go to school for it. You just being you. So at that point, it's like, why not? You said you want a house, right? You want a car, right? You want the Lambo, right? All right, shit, nigga.
You only
Put
got
it here in.
social media. Yeah.
If you got
Put it where? Like I mean, so which I mean, because like I said, when I always talk to him like a dad.
Gotcha.
He probably needs some one of y'all to talk to him,
Yeah,
somebody else. Cause I be talking to him like a dad, like nigga. Funny to me, man, but somebody like you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he funny.
Yeah, consistency is key, man.
Yeah, well, lock in, get his number, and
Yeah.
because that'd be a good thing to him to have a mentor. Even like he was talking about, like just having a purpose of why you're doing it. I had a mission, like when I was posting every day, 3 to 5 videos. I'm like, man, how do I get my name hot? I keep posting. I wasn't going nowhere. I was just posting to the point where millions of views just start coming. But I got product. You know, I have businesses. I got different things that I do. When my views went up, my businesses went up too. You know what I'm saying? And most people they use social media. Social media is the new like commercials. Remember how we used to watch commercials on TV? They probably know what that is. Now they call them ads. But companies look for visibility. So if your son has the numbers, it's companies that can use those numbers to push their product.
Exactly.
It's like McDonald's. When you hear ba I'm loving it. What are they selling? Burgers, fries.
Yeah, but I guess my question is, how do he break into that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do he
First,
get
gotta hit the button.
into?
He gotta hit the button. I think that he gives them authorization for him, or he enables it for him to monetize. If he got them many viewers, I'm pretty sure they can already offer it.
I wouldn't even really focus.
Well, I'll say this, Joe. He needs to, for one, establish his brand. So if he has a name that a brand that he pushing, look at himself as a company.
She leaking on TikTok.
I mean,
TikTok is
we
most
want
Listening to me.
Everybody say that.
TikTok.
TikTok is.
The only
We'll go to your question.
right now besides YouTube.
Please, love. Hey guys. Help you guys. Okay. So, I am in school for finance as well, and you sound really smart, and like you're very quotable until my phone died, and I'm so mad I had so many quotes. I want to know what books you read. It sounds like you've read Who Not How by Dan Sullivan. It sounds like you've read Think and Grow Rich. It sounds like you're a reader. Is that right? What are you currently reading right now?
The book that I'm reading right now got nothing to do with finance.
No.
The Way to a Superior Man by David Idida, or David Dita. So I'm reading that. Outside of that, I read the Word. Outside of that, I listen to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying, on YouTube. So that's my lane. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, I have a question for one of you.
What's up? So,
Did you sweat when you put on that fat face? Like,
Yeah,
when you
sweat.
really sweat, did it melt off of you? What was that? Was it Play-Doh? Where did it come from? What was that?
yeah, so I got this makeup artist I just added to my team, and I bought the face, and she did all the
Oh, she got
aesthetics and all that shit. Yeah. I was sweating though. I like to sweat because when I did the first 600 pound, like this was not a part of the script, but it was hot outside and I was sweating. So many people comment about the sweat, so I'm like, I'm just gonna try to sweat on all of them. I'm a sweater. So, but yeah. That was the first time doing the face, man. It was dope though, man. It was hot though. Yeah, it was real hot.
What's the reason for the comments though? Like, do you care about good or bad? Like, what do the comments do?
When I first started doing content, man, I got tough skin, but like people just say a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Harsh shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting out content. You know what I'm saying? But they found the smallest thing to say about me, or you know, my stomach, or my hairline at the time. I had to change my barber, but I had to. He was fucking me up. But they found a lot of little shit to say. And it got to me sometime, but I'm like, man, I'm pushing this shit out and I'm putting myself out there. But I had to change some things about what I was doing. But I mean, people don't really talk shit, and they do. They might say, oh, why are you mocking black people and this and that? And I'm like, man, if you don't want to watch the shit, you ain't got to comment. So the comments do not get you no more, man. I've been doing it for a minute, enough to like, you know, dismiss that shit and ignore that shit. So no, it don't bother me.
So I went viral a few times in my creator days.
Okay.
I've been paid off of YouTube. I have over 100,000 followers on TikTok. I've been paid off of that as well.
You get it done.
So no, yeah. I mean, no, yeah, you can't. I think I have the same issue. Is that like I'm in school for finance? Like I value intellect. You know, I want to use this to get paid. But it seems like every time I'm trying to go this route, here go viral video, here go viral, boom, you're viral.
Yeah.
Or I want to. That's not what I want to do, God. I want to do this. I want to show I'm smart. No, come back over here. You're
It's gonna lead to my
That's right. I'll blow up and then I'll take all the videos down. Like hell no. I'm going in public. They're like, oh, you're that girl. No, because what
So that's not what you want to do.
It's not what I want to do, but it seems as if it's something that I'm good at. I'm good at.
But that might be your lane.
I'm
You
good
gotta
at
do something you're good at. I mean, and it's fun. You know what I'm saying? If that's the lane God pushing you, you should just follow it.
So,
What's your name?
No, no, he was next.
oh, I'm sorry.
I think on the podcast.
Go ahead.
Why don't you put that on your content? Do financial content.
Yeah, 'cause you make money off. Yeah,
That's true.
Like, throw pieces of it in there. Using information.
You can actually market yourself as that, but you're also using your content.
Content, and you make money, because the word is put you that way for a reason.
So that's a good idea, and eventually I will. But like they were saying, you have to know your audience.
Know your
My audience don't want to talk about
know
money.
your different. Hold on. Y'all, we can't do that like just one at a time. But know your audience, like your demographic is so important. And like you were saying, your why, like your purpose, like know what you're doing it for. So you might be one to help little girls, but you might use your videos to get to them, you know, with your message.
Yep.
But you might have to be creative in your approach. Cause I was being too clean collar at one point, and once I started being a little more loose and the things that I was putting out, I started getting more engagement. And I'm like, okay, so now I can get to them more by a certain type of content, but I know what I'm doing it for. I'm not just doing it on the hamster wheel, just walking, running in the same spot. So know what you're doing it for. So if it's your business, whatever it is, or you just might just be wanting to just give somebody some word. That's what it's for. I'll go to your question.
All right, so I've been knowing you for a little stretch in life. So, when you was working at White Castle, did you know you was S.Gordon? How long? I mean, when did you know that you was you? How long did it take you? Were you there like, oh, this temporary? I'm just gonna do this real quick.
Since you was born.
When did you know? In regular time.
in real life time.
Crazy thing is, like, I used to be shy. Like when I was younger,
Yeah.
I used to walk with my head down. My brothers and sisters used to walk with my toes.
Yeah.
And then because I was in foster care and I didn't know who I was. Once I got adopted and moved with my family and start seeing people. So probably about, I would say once I got to middle school, probably like, because even when I was younger, I played football. Well, I would say football, about 10 years old. Once I started playing football, I won MVP my first year playing football. And I was getting all this praise. I'm like, dang, people like me, you know, I know I'm good. And then it just blew up from there. So I say about 10 years old. Yeah. And I had my first business at that time. It was called Stand the Grass Man. Cutting grass is blast as long as you cut it fast. I was selling. Yeah. So, yeah.
Say that one more time.
One more.
Stand the Grass Man. Cutting grass is a blast as long as you cut it fast. I don't sell weeds, I cut them. I used to cut 10 houses a week. I used to sell candy, walk around with a cooler, selling cotton candy pops. Fruities, I used to go grab the 50-cent joints, and then I'd go sell them in school for $1 or $2. And then I went to Sam's Club, like, I got the big stupid bag, and I just started bagging them myself, and I started making.
You selling down barrels and nickel back.
I was selling ounces. Yeah, I was selling ounces at that point, so yeah, but that's where it go.
All right. My question is for you.
Okay.
So, for me, per se, I'm from California. If you look at my resume, I do pretty much everything, but I'm currently a nurse. I still dip in dabble. I direct film. I'm a script writer. I got a lead role in a film that's coming up by Andrew Lloyd. So I do all of that. My thing per se is separating the business from my personal brand. And so it's so hard to separate it because when I'm on social media, you don't know what you're going to get from me. I'm a very funny person. I'm a very loving person. I want to be me. Then I want to be the nurse, and I put out content for that. Then I want to be the business person and the entertainment person. It's just so many people don't know where to put me. So everybody has a different opinion depending on how I deal with you. So I don't know how to establish the brand identity to cover so many different avenues to be like, this is who I am. You can talk to me about this. You can come for me about that. I do a little bit of everything. So it's been hard for me personally to do it. So recently, like I told people I'm starting a staffing agency for medical professionals. So many people reaching out to me. I talk about me acting or directing and stuff. It's a whole different, it's so all over the place. How do I balance and put this stuff and then where I can still be everything? It's hard. I don't know.
All right, first thing is, which one is most important? Second thing, go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Which one is most important?
The most important thing to me, I would say, would be the legacy that I'm trying to create. Like my business, my purpose. My career as a nurse is my career. I'm good at it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. That pays the bills.
Cool.
That's not that.
But what do you want to do? What's your calling?
So I went to the Los Angeles Film School. I'm from California, from Los Angeles. That's my passion. I like to write. I like to direct. I'm a director. I direct. Now, recently, people want me in front of the camera. I model. I do so many different things. I'm going to New York Fashion Week this year. I'm going to model in that. I do so many different things, but entertainment has always been my passion. Tyler Perry, when I was in college, I studied him. I wrote about him. He did everything that I wanted to do. So I learned in school, your idea is never original. It's always thought of before. You just recreate it and recreate it. That's my passion.
So you need a consultation, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So, a legacy in motion is a consulting business. This is Jax.
Hi, how you doing?
Jax is COO, creative director, co-founder. So, what I can tell you is I'm cut from the same exact cloth where I had a million and one things that I wanted to do. I've started a lot. I've built foundations and everything creatively. Plus my career, I've transitioned, but I'm always successful at what I do because I'll focus in and I'll do what I gotta do. So I understand where you're coming from. What I can say is you need someone to assist, to write the vision, make it plain. That's, what is that? Habakkuk 1 and 2, or Habakkuk 2 in the Bible? All right. Write the vision, make it plain. So you need somebody that can help you write the vision, make it plain. At that point, I believe that once you see it and it's compartmentalized, now you can knock it down one by one. But something got to be prioritized outside of work that you can focus on. But it may take more than just you to focus on it. So then you got to build a team. So then it's like, who do you know within the industry that you can leverage or lean on? If you don't, you should come outside and we can figure it out. At that point, now you got breathing room. Because I've just acquired a couple different people, literally a couple, not more than 2 or 3, that can assist me where, all right, I don't gotta worry about the website. I don't gotta worry about the notes that I got in my phone. I can send that off to Jax and she can create documents for it. So where now I can present that to somebody. Now I can be the creative, because now I can go have a conversation and sell it. Because it's all compartmentalized, it's all professionally presented. So at that point, I'm ready to go. But I had to realize I had to ask for help, support.
Can I say something about that? I've done that. I've started businesses. I've done all of that. What I noticed about myself is when you are who you are, you hate adding people to it because you feel like it's going to take away from your vision. But then I got to a point to where I had reached 10,000 a month in revenue, and I'm like, I have to delegate this. So I've been there. It's just like, but then I gave it up, you know. So it's just like I'm back at square
Why
one.
did you give it up?
Like I was married, you know, and things just weren't
In alignment?
in alignment.
Gotcha.
That's the best way to say it. And
Where you
so-
at now?
What you mean?
Like, are you in a position where you are ready to lean in? and
Yes,
create?
I'm 100% there.
Okay, then we can have a conversation.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
I would say too, do you want to be a tree or a bush?
I got the trick. Why did you say the root? I want to be the root. I want to be the girl, the foundation.
So I used to, I still do a lot of stuff, but it's a guy, very successful guy that I met, one of my mentors, multi-millionaire, and I was like, yeah, you know, this is about 10, 15 years ago. I was like, yeah, I do this, I manage, I got this going on, I'm this. And he's just looking at me, he like, you want to be a tree or a bush? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So he said, a bush, it never grows tall. It just spreads. So just think of all the things that you want to do, they just spreading, but it's never growing. A tree grow by 1 or 2 roots, maybe even 3. So you might need to narrow the things that you're doing down so you can grow your tree. And then once your tree grows, now you can really spread for the things that you really want to do. So the person y'all see today is because I just like, you know what, I'm gonna focus on this. And if it don't align with those 3 things that I'm doing, I can't work with it. Cause it's gonna throw me off. And then some of the things that I do, I have partners. Like you was saying, like having certain people in place that can make things run. Like me and my fiance, we used to open up a hair salon. I'm not there. The salon is going right now, so I don't have to run that operation because she runs it, you know, so it's putting people in place that's like yourself that can make things go and then trust. It's hard to trust people in business, you know what I'm saying? But you have to trust somebody in something because that's the only way that you're gonna be able to scale up. You can't scale unless you got a team. Unless you just sitting in a garage, like creating apps and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm gonna let her go in there.
Okay, so I hear about Facebook and callings. So my question is, when you have someone like her, who has so many things, who's been successful, who's seen it, know they can do it, but they really haven't gotten away, right? And then you have the gentleman who sat here, who has a son who he kind of reached a peak, but now it's like, okay, what's going on? What I think it sounds like everyone is wrestling away. It's not that you don't know how or that you can't have the confidence to get it. The thing is you're wrestling with yourself. It's because you're pulled in this way, but you know what this way feels like, you know what that way feels like. So how do you tell someone who is in these positions that the first thing you have to do is let go and trust that the thing that you're feeling, the calling that you have, and the calling or vocation is nothing but what God kind of aligns you to do, and no matter how you try to, right, you're gonna be on that. So what do you tell a person who is going against themselves because of themselves? And that's
You're in your own way.
not being, they got it all. They can touch it all. They can, at any point they decide to pick it up, it goes. But they keep finding themselves in a dead spot. They keep finding themselves at okay, I'm missing something. And so how do you tell a person like, hey, you gotta get over yourself because you're in the way?
Great question.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. Yeah.
You want to answer that?
So I had something that I had to let go that was very, you know, because everything I do is about like I have to like really enjoy it, love it. I gotta be willing to not make money from it. If I can if I can love it and not make money, then I don't mind doing it. But obviously you gotta pay your bills and you know all these different things. I used to manage artists and I was attached to it. You know, I was building my own music label. I had $15,000, $20,000 a month just selling t-shirts. But I was losing more, you know, because I was with the wrong people. I had to cut all of them off. I had a house. That's when I became homeless. And I had to ask myself, is this really what I want? Can I see myself growing, you know, in this thing? And it may, you could be making money, but are you happy? You know what I'm saying? I remember I used to want to be an anesthesiologist, and I was talking to one of my teachers. She was like, never chase the money, chase what you love, because the money will follow. You know, and that's when I went into business and marketing. And it's crazy that I didn't even graduate, but I'm doing everything that I went to school for.
Right.
And I make well, more now, more than what the anesthesiologist makes. So I went for my true love. So you gotta find your true love, your passion. That's what I was telling Uncle Joe. His son needs to know what his purpose is. Everything that I do is from a business perspective. You know what I'm saying? Even social media, I don't need 1 million followers. I can have 10,000 followers. How do I maximize it? Okay, if I get 3,000 people out of those 10,000 to buy a product at $250, that's how my mind works. So I'm not looking like I need to go viral, I need this, I need that. It's more so how can I scale? You know what I'm saying? How can you leverage that? Even people, you know, having certain type of people. I had to surround myself with people who was winning. I remember one time my car broke down and I was complaining about paying a couple $100 to get it fixed. So I'm working out in the warehouse next to one of my mentors, next to a Rolls Royce, $300,000 car. And I'm like, man, I gotta go get this fixed. He's like, man, I gotta get an oil change. I'm like, how much oil change? He was like, only like $1,500. I said, what? For oil change? So it made me change my perspective, because when I walked outside, I stopped complaining, and the same money that I needed to get the car fixed, my phone rang and I made it in product. Just by me not having that sense of mind. So you gotta do what makes you happy, whether the money there, because sometimes you can have the money and you just be stuck. You know what I'm saying? And you know how the people that's miserable and they make the money?
Yeah.
I rather do what I love. You want to answer? I definitely do a good job.
No, you got a lot of examples that I think is very relatable for anybody to understand. For me personally, that's actually where I'm at. So what I do is I look at myself in the mirror, do my best to affirm myself to move forward. Half of the time when I make a choice based on what my gut's telling me, I'm nervous because I can't see it. I can feel it. I can feel the desire to go there, but I don't know what it'll look like when I get there. And sometimes that means you gotta sacrifice time. You know what I'm saying? When you're building, when you sit down with your team, you're talking content, you could easily go get some bread right now, but sometimes you gotta sit down. Like me sitting down is very difficult because I'm gonna go get it. And when it comes to pursuing your dream in this realm, you know, as an actor, as a creative, that sit down time is just it's more important than going to get it. And one, that could be spiritual, because it could be you need to walk by faith, not by sight. But on the other end, if you don't put the work in to solidify the idea, the intellectual content or the idea to where it can be reality, even if you got the bread, it's gonna fumble. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, what I would say is trust yourself, trust God, let go, and keep moving.
We got 5 more minutes, so y'all got one more question.
She doesn't have to.
And make,
I want to see what
yeah,
she wants to say.
I'm just want y'all to and make sure y'all keep it within a certain time frame. But go ahead.
Okay, I'll keep it brief because y'all did that for me. Because that was part 1. So part 2, after getting to this point of choosing like where you passionate, because I struggled with that for some time. Now is the kind of building a brand around it, because I'm more of an in-person, like I've always been an in-person person, to speak to a big crowd, like about, so my area is in Black women's sexuality and sexual liberation. My name, I go by the Real Hot Girl Doc. Went to school, did work in it and everything, and so my professional, or whatever, my day job, or different things that I've done, consulting with health organizations, schools, and teacher, professor, done all of that. But what excites me the most is, like, I love when you said curate, when you said curating those luxury experiences, and I'm really good at curating safe spaces for Black women to really tap into that, like that healing, all these different things that we like are told no. one, in person is great. Like I would have a good time. Online, I feel awkward, and I'm like, it feels weird. It feels unnatural. Like I feel like when you were saying, Mario, about, you know, like, oh, this was, and you said with viral, like things that people may be most interested in. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I thought y'all wanted this. And so where I am now is for that just by chance have had people really like some things. The things that I was like, this is gonna be, wait till they see this. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, they like
I like it, and my family like it, or my friends. So how do you get to that place once you get to this space of the not so like, I guess that when you're in that different professional spaces or that respected or whatever, that line that people typically go in certain areas. Okay.
Ask me the question.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like a dig.
You're right. You did say keep it brief.
Talk to C students.
Keep it brief. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Well, we got
So
2
with the
minutes.
brand, right?
2 minutes.
My bad. That was more reflection.
Yes,
That was cool because we did have.
Yes.
So just tips when you did get to where, because it seems like y'all enjoy what you all do, like y'all multi-talented, been in different areas, started somewhere, ended somewhere, came back to certain things. Like what's your recommendations or advice for once you get there of that transition? And I've heard different people have already said certain things, so anything to add to that specifically?
I can. There's a risk involved, and there's stakes involved, and we can all attest to it because we all been homeless, we all been struggled, we all been grind to get back in position. So there's a risk involved, which you know of, specifically for you and what you want to do. The question is, are you going to take it, yes or no? And if you do, you can't look back. You got to keep going. And if you don't keep going, whatever you're looking back to find, it's going to find you first. That's biblical too.
And too, like, people think like once you get to a certain level, you just stop. You gotta go harder. Like it's like, I remember when I got 10,000 followers, I'm like, damn, I need 20,000. When I made my first 10,000, I'm like, you always wanna do better because it's guys that's doing what I'm doing right now. They shoot a video every day. Some of them do 5, 6 videos a day, every day at a specific time, with different shows. And I'm like, and the one dude, he said he made over 100,000 a month. I'm like, shit, if I ain't doing what he doing, and then I'm complaining I ain't going nowhere, I'm not working hard enough. But also it's a level of like pacing yourself, just keeping good people around and blocking out all the noise, because a lot of times, we got people in our life that they don't understand what you're doing in business. It could be your family. They got all this negative shit they talking about up here. Some of your people that you grew up with, they could be hating because they not in a position where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? I remember this guy that I know, I went viral. I was going viral online, and he made a comment on my page, was like, why you interviewing people? I should be the one interviewing people. I'm like, dude, if you want to do that, do it yourself. It's because I start working. When you start building shit and you start constantly doing and evolving, you're going to have people that be secretly hating on you, all type of stuff. So it's important to keep that good cord. But you need to go harder. But once you have a plan, there was a proper plan to meets with execution. How you say it? Y'all get what I'm saying. But whatever you plan to do is just make sure you have a plan, you prepare it, and then execute it. Block out everything. Don't focus on the negatives and all that. People that's calling you about some bullshit, look, minimize those conversations. Only have the good, positive things, and that's how you gonna move forward.
Say that one more time.
Say it one more time.
They gonna,
For the
yeah,
people in the back. For the people in that bag.
some things just come from the start. Yeah. But yeah, appreciate you all. First episode, My Friends Are Better. We got Cameron Woods, Mario Films.
Hey.
Also, we in Black Box Studios right now. Shout out to the producer behind the scenes. We got Larry Lake By time, the man with the plan, you know, and it's just like that. And we out. I'm S.Dot.
Love it.
Love.
It's good.